Think back to the last time you experienced a glitch in your daily routine. You swear you put your keys on the table. You look away for a second, and they've vanished, only to reappear in that exact same spot an hour later. Or maybe you get hit by a wave of deja vu so intense you feel like you are replaying a recording. While most of us shrug these moments off as simple forgetfulness, a growing number of physicists and engineers view these anomalies as data points worth investigating. They are exploring the possibility that everything you see, touch, and experience right now is a digital construct, a hyper-advanced simulation running on a scale we can barely imagine. It sounds absurd, like a premise stripped from a 1990s sci-fi script. But trust me, when you look at the actual science and the math behind it, the idea becomes terrifyingly logical. So let's sit back, clear our minds, and look at the evidence. Is our reality actually real? Let's find out. The investigation begins with the trajectory of our own technological growth over the last 50 years. In 1972, the peak of digital entertainment was Pong. It consisted of two rectangles and a single square dot bouncing across a black screen. It was primitive, flat, and undeniably artificial. 50 years later, we have photorealistic environments where the sensory input is so convincing the human brain struggles to distinguish the simulation from the physical world. If you project this rate of progress forward by thousands of years, you arrive at a mathematical argument published by Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom in 2003. Bostrom's logic is simple. If any civilization reaches a point where they can run realistic simulations of their ancestors, they likely won't stop at one. They would eventually run millions of them. This creates a statistical trap. In a universe containing one original base reality and billions of simulated ones, the probability of being in that one original world is microscopic. This probability is exactly why figures like Elon Musk argue that the chances we are the originals are 1 in billions. If the math holds, we aren't the authors of this story. We are the data living inside it. If our universe is a program, it should contain the same efficiency shortcuts that human developers use to manage complex software. Modern games use a technique called rendering. To save memory, the computer only generates the specific room or street your character is looking at. The rest of the world remains unloaded until you turn around. We see a parallel to this in the double-slit experiment. Quantum physics shows that subatomic particles exist in a hazy state of probability until a scientist attempts to observe them. This suggests the universe might operate on a need-to-know basis, only committing processing resources to a definite physical result when the system requires an output for an observer. There are also signs of hardware limitations. We live in a universe with a strict speed limit, the speed of light, which caps out at roughly 300,000 kilometers per second. This universal constant functions like a processor cap, dictating the maximum speed at which information can be moved across the grid. Even more striking is the fine-tuning of physics. If the strength of gravity or the mass of an electron shifted by a fraction of a percent, stars would never form and life would be impossible. These rigid laws and quantum shortcuts mirror the way a programmer sets specific parameters and memory-saving rules to keep a simulation stable. If we are living inside a digital framework, it forces a difficult question. Does any of this actually matter? Looking at the world as data doesn't make it any less significant. Even if the sky is a projection and our bodies are made of code, our interaction with the system remains the same. The love you feel, the pain you endure, and the goals you strive for are all real to the person experiencing them. If this reality is an open-world game, the only logical response is to play it well. Explore the map, push the boundaries, and make your character's journey worth the processing power. What do you think? Are we living in the base experience, or is this all a giant computer simulation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.